Hey, it's Miss Renee, and I'm back with a part two of God is about to do it. He is about to clear the check. So, what are you supposed to be doing while the check clears? Like if you had a check for $10 million that was going to clear in 10 days, what would you be doing? You would be giving away furniture. You would be cleaning out your house. You would be looking for a new house. You would be excited. Like let's really not talk about the material stuff. Let's talk about your state of being. Like really. You know that boyfriend that been pissing you off for years, he might get booted out right now because he I don't have to take this from you no more. Like your whole position, your whole state of being, your whole mood would be different knowing that you getting $10 million. Like, is there anything that could mess your mood up? Like, is there anybody that you would be bothered with? I really don't think so. I really don't think so. So let's move the $10 million from 10 days to clear to 10 months to clear. So how could you keep your attitude? Because, it might be easy to keep yourself cool for 10 days, right? But what if you had to keep yourself cool for 10 months? Or what if you had to keep yourself cool for 10 years? Knowing, when I say knowing, I mean knowing beyond a reasonable doubt that this check is going to clear. It's just taking 10 months. It's going to take 10 months, or it may take 10 years. What I'm trying to say to you is all the promises of God are yea and amen. Something that I recently learned, and I really feel like I'm going to write a book about this, is how your attitude, your frame of mind, and your persona, the way you project yourself, the way you get up in the morning, your whole attitude, your whole energy about yourself, I think that it brings the promise quicker. That's why God always asks you to be a cheerful giver. When you're giving your tithes and stuff like that, because I think that when you get up, when you do things reluctantly, and when you do things with a bad attitude, and when you do things because out of duty, or out of loyalty or whatever, it kind of changes the way the giver, or how fast the giver wants to give you something. If you can understand what I'm saying. Just let's take you for instance. If you had $10,000 you was going to give one of your children, but you sit here and you watch your child's attitude. Every day they get up ungrateful. Every day, everything you tell them to do, they do it begrudgingly. They always complaining. They always murmuring, and you know what? Every time you thought about giving them the money a little bit sooner than you was going to give it to them, they attitude just mess it up. Like they snapping on you. You ask them to do something and they always got some lip service and they back and forth with you all the time. Would that make you really want to give your child that $10,000? Because their attitude is so messed up. Your attitude sucks. Your disposition sucks. You wake up every day just with a horrible attitude for no reason at all. Well, I ain't gonna say for no reason at all, because whatever reason you think it is to wake up with that attitude, then that's why you do it. But what I'm saying is it makes the giver of the gift reluctant to give when they give in to someone who has a horrible attitude and disposition. Now, let's just say you're the parent of another child who wakes up, who this child, probably, let's say this child was born with a disability. And even though this child was born with a disability, this child gets up every day. He's smiling. He's happy. He is grateful to be alive, even though he has a disability. When you ask them to do something, they might not even feel like doing it, but they say, yes, ma'am, and yes, sir. And they go ahead and they do it anyway. And, they get their homework done, and they having a bad day. Every kid don't have a good day. But at the same time, even though you having a bad day, you don't take that out on me as your mother or as your father. You just kind of go ahead and move throughout your day, praying and just accepting the things that's happening and moving on and having a great attitude about it. It makes me want to be like, you know what? Let me write this check out. This baby right here, this baby deserve to be happy. Let me give this baby a little bit of happiness. Let me give this baby what he praying for. And I think that's what God does with us. I think that we would get what we pray for quicker if our attitudes was better. Now, I've decided to talk about this subject because I'm going through it right now. I have my attitude about some things that I'm going through right now absolutely suck. And I realized that in some kind of way, every once in a while I can snap myself out of it. But you know what? Even when I snap myself out of it, I'm still kind of just like, okay, forget it. I guess I'll do it. I'm not angry anymore, but I'm not grateful and happy either. And I need to start being a lot more grateful and a lot more happy about my life, because it's not the worst life that a person could have. My life could be way worse. And I be sitting around unhappy. I'm not going to say that the things that I'm sitting around unhappy about are not legitimate, but they're not things that I should just be devoting so much of my time to being unhappy about. I got a lot of things in my life that I need to work on and everything, but I just wanted to give you some tips and tricks to, for one, getting your blessings quicker. I think that you get your blessings quicker when you change your attitude. When you change your attitude to being grateful and to accepting the things that's going on in your life, and just finding joy anyway. Finding some type of joy, in your life. Stop expecting joy to come from the outside of you. Jesus was our all-inclusive gift, which means we don't need nobody else. We always looking for outside, for people to validate us and tell us that we okay and that we measure up and that we're good enough. But actually, you don't need nobody else. That's something that you need to realize for yourself, and you need to know it for yourself. You also need to know that the promises of God are yea and amen. And you will get your portion once you change your attitude. Once you just rely on God for everything that you need and believe him and believe him and believe him. See, you say you believe him, but you don't really believe him. And God knows that you don't believe him because of your attitude. You're not a person who's acting like you believe him. Ain't no way in the world you crying all the time and depressed all the time when you actually believe God. Either that or you have not because you ask not. But anytime you ask God for something in prayer, believing to receive, the answer is yes. Now you got to get up off your knees and act like the answer is yes. You have to live like the answer is yes. So how are we supposed to be behaving, knowing beyond a reasonable doubt that God's promises are on their way? First of all, we're supposed to be planning and preparing. The first thing you're supposed to do is you're supposed to plan and prepare for the promise. Do what you can do every day. Do what you can do every day. I know that it's a lot of stuff we don't have. It's a lot of money we don't have. I mean, a lot of us don't have a car. A lot of you don't have. Okay, let's not focus on what we don't have. What can we do every day? Can you wash, get up and clean up? Can you clean up your house? Can you keep your house clean and organized? Can you go to church, find your way to church every Sunday? Can you put $2 in the plate on Sunday? What can you do? What can you do every day? You know, can you take a 10-minute walk around the corner just to keep yourself healthy? And can you drink, a 64 ounces, or can you drink some water every day to keep yourself healthy? What can you do? What can you do in one day to help yourself and to plan and prepare for the promises that God that's on the way? You can start by giving away your old stuff or things you're not using. Give away stuff. We're preparing for new things. God is about to bless us with something new. So we have to prepare for the new stuff. Clean the carpet that's in your house. If you're preparing for a new living room and dining room set, start painting your house. Paint your house. Do what you can do for free, or whatever you have while you're waiting on God to bless you. Write a list of things you will do with the promises. If you're waiting on $10 million from God, then what you gonna do when he give it to you? It needs to be a plan in place. What you gonna invest your money in? What type of house you gonna buy? What kind of furniture do you want? All of this stuff is free to do right now. Like, don't wait until you get it. Already have a plan for it before you get it. So you planning and preparing for the promise. That's number one. Stay clean and organized. Only what you need: people, places, and things. When I say stay clean, stay organized, and only have what you need, I mean clean and organize your house. Clean and organize your affairs. Get your affairs in order. Clean and organize the people that's in your life. You need to go back and watch some of my YouTube videos on how to organize people in your life. Your 1 through 5, your 5 through 10, your 10 through 15. Like, you guys, some of us got people at the number 1 spot that's supposed to be at the number 10 spot in your life. You got people who didn't work their way up to your number 1 spot. You just put them at your number 1 spot because they was family, or because that's your sister, or because that's your husband. You know, some of us need to clean up our area. I believe too that that's a reason why God don't bless us, because we got too many people around us that don't deserve to be around our blessing. And a lot of times I know for sure that God has held up a lot of my blessings because of the company that I was keeping. They didn't deserve that. Blessing was for me. And he already know with my old gullible self that I was going to share all my blessings with everybody. And that's why he didn't give it to me, because I'm just always wanting to share my blessings and stuff with everybody. So that's the first thing you're going to do. You're going to plan and prepare for the promise. You're going to stay clean and organized. Only what you need. You know, if you was a millionaire, would you still hang down at the neighborhood hood bar? If you was a millionaire, would you be trying to go to better bars and hotels and stuff like that? Or would you, I mean, really, would you still go down to Leroy and them old, you know, bar on Hood Rat and I'ma get my car stolen? You know, like when I say people, places, and things, I mean prepare for the promise. If God is going to have me be a millionaire, there's certain places I can't go. Certain things that I can't do. I don't even want to do them no more, actually. You know, but keep working and keep learning. You know, a lot of times, let's just say, you don't know what to invest in. So that means you need to be reading up. That means you need to be talking to people. If God is about to bless you with $10 million, what you gonna do? Squander it all away? You gonna go play the lotteries and stuff like that? No. You need to know how to take $1 million out of that 10 million and figure out how to break it up and invest it in different things so that you could continue to make money. But how do you do that? Who knows how to do that? You know what that means? That means you got some reading to do. That means you got some writing to do. That means you got some planning to do. That means there is something to do besides sit on your behind and wait on the promise and just be looking around. That's why we be nervous and looking around and crying and all that kind of stuff, because you should be busy. You should be busy while you waiting on the promises of God to come forth in your life. You should be busy. And the number 2 thing that you should be doing is you should be excited. Let me just say this to you. I don't exactly know how it feels, but if I had a $10 million check that was about to clear in 10 days, I don't exactly know how that feels, but just me really just trying to realistically take it in, I would be so excited. I would be so excited. I would be laughing all the time. I don't think I could be in a bad mood. I really don't think I could be in a bad mood. I would just have to be excited, like all day, like probably to the point where I couldn't sleep. I'm so excited, especially after it gets down to the 7th day, the 8th day, the 9th day. I ain't getting no sleep. I can't sleep. I'm about to have $10 million in my bank account in the morning. I can't sleep. I'm so excited. This is the way you should be. You should be sitting on the edge of your chair. You so excited because you know beyond a reasonable doubt that God is going to do it. it should have you with such a heart of expectancy that you can barely sit still. I believe when you believe God that much, he be like, this girl, let me hurry up and get this to this girl, because this girl, she ain't got an ounce. She not wavering at all. It ain't an ounce of doubt in this. This girl believed me. She believed in me. She believed me so much that she's doing stuff to prepare for what she asked me for. She is staying excited. She is doing the work. She is doing the research. She is thankful. She's grateful. I'm so excited that I gotta go. I gotta exercise. You know how you be so excited about something that you can't sit still. You just want to get up and walk the floor and pace the floor. You gotta exercise. You gotta walk. When you're excited about the promises of God, you smile a lot. You laugh a lot. You sing a lot. You are happy to the point where people are like, what is wrong with her? What is she so happy about? You do things you like to do. You encourage, but don't be around negative, demonic people for long. You know, when you real happy about something and somebody come around you that's just draining and they are non-believer and they just woe is me, and it's everybody else's fault that I'm the way I am and all this kind of stuff. These people you're supposed to just pray for and say a few words, probably maybe share your story if you inclined to. But definitely, I think the best way to be with people is just to be an example of what God asked you to do, because most people don't actually really believe you when you say, this and that. So you just have to show them. A lot of people have been hurt in life and they don't believe God no more. They believe God took their mother, took their child from them. They believe that, God let this happen and let that happen. So a lot of people are very angry with God. And I would have to say that in a way, I am too. That's why I'm saying that, me telling this and talking about this today is really helping me and healing me and helping me change my attitude, because I have become impatient. I have become impatient on waiting on God and the promises. And so I stray off sometimes and I do things that I'm not supposed to do because I'm tired of waiting. But I think God have been putting in my spirit lately, and just by other things that I've been listening to, he's telling me that the reason why I haven't received it yet is because my attitude is not right. Because I think I've been preparing for the promise. I think I have been preparing for the promise, but I haven't been excited about the promise. And I haven't believed God beyond a reasonable doubt that the promise is on its way. And I think that's what it is. Like, I do wake up grateful a lot, but I don't stay that way. I will stay grateful for about a good 2 or 3 months, and then I'll break back down again and be like, why, God? Why, God? Why haven't I gotten it yet? Why haven't I received it yet? What are you doing? What am I doing wrong? Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. You know, and then I go through, seriously, I'll go through months and months and months of that, you know, and then I'll realize that it's not getting me nowhere, and then I'll stop it. You know, it's just like a bad kid or something like that. And, you know, God has been isolating me from a lot of people. And me isolating myself from a lot of people. And I stopped calling and doing a lot of things with people to see if they would call me. And of course they didn't, you know. So therefore, it kind of shows me that, you know, even the people that I thought loved me the most, I mean, they just don't really have, they don't care for me. And it's something that I had to, really come to grips with. And now that I've come to grips with it, I'm still sad about it, but it's actually been something that I've known all my life. But I never really wanted to embrace it. You know, the devil always tried to make me feel like I was crazy because these were family members. But actually, I did have to come to grips with the fact that several of my family members love me. They just don't like me as a person. And so I just said, okay, you know, I don't want to keep pretending about that. So I finally have gotten to the point where I'm accepting it. I've accepted that as a part of my reality. And I think I chose the wrong friends. Well, no, I didn't. I chose the friends that I needed to have when I needed to have them. But God is giving me new friendships now, and I have to learn how to love on these people and not treat them like other people treated me, because I always feel like, okay, at some point, you know, they just gonna treat me the same way. But whatever. Let's get back on the subject. I really feel like I feel lonely, you know, but God has got me here for a reason. I got a book to write, and I definitely feel like I'm gonna write it on this subject, which is what to do while you're waiting on God. Because it's very important. It's very important that people know what they're supposed to be doing, you know, while you're waiting on God. So number one is planning and preparing for the promise. Number two is staying excited about the promise. We was just saying about being around people with negative or demonic spirits for too long. Don't be around them for too long, because they will pull you into their, you know, negativity. And you just want to pray for them and be there for them, you know, as much as you can. But just don't spend a lot of time around negative people. Encourage yourself. You have to encourage yourself, because a lot of times, like I said, I am in a season now where I don't really have anybody around me. So I'm not really being encouraged. That's number one reason, guys, that God tell you to go to church. We feel like we don't need to go to church, but you know, a lot of us, it takes too much strength to be the only person, almost the only person that you know that's trying to be saved. It takes a lot of strength. You need to meet up with other people who are trying to do what you're trying to do, who trying to be where you're trying to be, who are on the same level spiritually that you on. It is a relief to be around somebody who has as much or more faith than you have. I'm telling you, have you ever been around somebody who has so much faith that they just made your whole life almost turned around just by talking to this person for like 20 minutes? This faith-filled person that's on fire for God. You better go find you somebody like that. If you don't know somebody like that, you better go find you somebody like that, because it's important to have friends like that. So you encourage yourself by speaking, reading, listening, and looking. So watch what you look at on TV. You know, don't be out here watching a bunch of stuff that, you know, we supposed to be listening to encouraging things. Pastor Creflo Dollar, you know, we're supposed to be listening to our pastors who church we go to. We're supposed to be reading spiritual things. We're supposed to be feeding our spirit. We're supposed to be praying to God. We're supposed to be grateful. We're supposed to be helping others. We're supposed to be encouraging friends and family. You know, we're supposed to be out doing our Christian duties, you know, such as what I'm doing right here. You know, most of the reason why I do this is, number one, because I'm bored. And number two is because I'm so I feel so bad sometimes that I, you know, not only got to encourage myself, but I got to encourage you, because we all get to a point where we just get stuck and don't know what to do. So therefore, we need somebody to have an encouraging word for us. And even though I get stuck, and even though I get weary, and even though I get tired, and even though I get depressed, I get angry, I get so tired, it'd be hard for me to get out of bed. Like for the last, I would say, month or two, I have been sleeping. Yesterday I got off work and I went to sleep. I laid across my bed probably about 5 or 6 o'clock yesterday, and I didn't get up to 12 o'clock. Got up for about and went back to sleep about 2 o'clock and slept the whole night. And I know it's because I'm depressed. I know it is. When I get like that, I just sleep a lot. I just don't want to do anything. I don't have any energy. I don't want to do anything. I get up and get the things that I need to get done. And after that, I just be like, I'm done. You know, I don't want to do anything extra, because I am emotionally, spiritually, and mentally just tired and drained. And so some kind of way I got to find a way to be of service to others. It seems like it's the only thing that helps me, and the only way I can help myself is to basically get on here and share my feelings and my experience with you, telling you what do I do in times when I'm feeling low, in times where I'm feeling like I just want to quit and give up and just be like, I'm tired of this. So God put all of this stuff on my spirit, you know, as I listen every day, because even though I'm tired and all of this kind of stuff, I cannot stop listening to the word. I feel like I'm gonna actually really die. If I stop listening to positive stuff, I might die, because right now I'm just so at that point. I'm at that point where the person puts the gun up to their head and pulls the trigger. I'm at that point where people stand at the bridge and jump off. I'm at that point, and I feel like if I turn off the word, if I turn the Bible off, if I turn off all the spiritual stuff that I listen to every day, I feel like if I turn that off, then I'm gonna be gone, because it's the only thing that's helping me stand up right now. It's the only thing that's helping me walk. It's the only thing that gets me out the bed every day. As soon as I get out the bed in the morning, I get my phone, turn it on YouTube, and start listening to the word, because I'm telling you, I'm that weak. I'm that weak. But God had me write down a list of things that, even though I don't really feel like doing it, this is what he tells me to do while I'm waiting, because I'm getting restless and I'm getting bored waiting on the promises of God. So therefore, I wrote this down and wanted to share it with you. So the first thing was planning and preparing for the promise. The second thing is to stay excited about the promise. And the third thing is to believe. Believe beyond a reasonable doubt that the promises is on its way. No matter how long it's been since you asked. No matter how long it's been. No matter how long it's taking. Or no matter what you go through. Now, I'm going to just tell you right now, I know that these are the things that I should be doing, but did you say no matter what you go through? Did you say that I'm supposed to still plan and prepare for my promise and to do everything that I should be doing every day? Did you say that I should still be excited every day? That I should still smile, laugh, sing, and be happy no matter what I go through? No matter who died? No matter if my house burned down, no matter if my husband cheating, no matter if I'm married, if my husband or if my wife don't love me no more. So you mean to tell me that I'm supposed to still smile, be happy, and be excited every single day about the promises of God when my children turn on me? When my bills are due? When I'm in bankruptcy? When I'm sick in my body and I can't move and I'm not at 100%? I'm still supposed to be smiling and happy and excited? I'm still supposed to believe beyond a reasonable doubt that the promise is on its way, no matter how long it's been, no matter how long it's taken, or no matter what you're going through? Okay. Don't let your current situation and problems distract you from point 1 or point 2. Don't let your current situation distract you from planning and preparing for the promise. Don't let your current situation and problems distract you from staying excited about the promise. Be a problem solver. A lot of the bad things that we're going through in life can be solved with a simple decision. A lot of things that's going on in our life can be dispelled with a simple yes or no. A lot of the problems that we're going through in our life can be eliminated by just not talking to certain people anymore. A lot of our problems in life can be eliminated by not going certain places anymore. A lot of the problems in our life can be eliminated by stop doing certain things that cause us problems. A lot of problems in our life can be eliminated by start doing things. You need to start doing a lot of stuff. One of them is stop procrastinating. Start doing the things that you need to do. Start dieting. Start walking every day. Start reading a book every day. Start going to church on Sunday. Start paying your tithes. Start doing projects around your house so that your environment will feel better. Start kicking people out your life who don't deserve to be there. Like, you know what? Like, a lot of our problems in our life is because we just won't make a decision about something. Be a problem solver. Learn how to solve problems. That's why most people don't like math. Most people don't like math because it takes brain power to solve a problem. You don't want to think. Or you just want to let things be as it is at your expense, and that's not good. Pray about things that can't be changed. Accept things that can't accept it, and keep number 2 in mind. What is number 2? Number 2 is stay excited about the promise. Pray about things that can't be changed. Accept it and stay excited about the promise. The next thing I say you should do is you should fast and pray. Fasting increases your faith, and so does prayer. But like I said, I really think that changing our attitude, number 2, is just very important. We'll just stay excited about the promise. Because number 1 is important too, because you have to plan and prepare for the promise. But number 2, I think, is so very important with how quickly we get the promise, which is to stay excited about the promise. Literally act like it's on its way. Like I said, if you knew you had $10 million that was about to be in your bank account in 10 days, just think to yourself on the 9th day. I mean, somebody could literally come up to you and cuss you out. And you'll just be like, I'm going to be rich tomorrow. I don't care what you're saying. I don't care what you think. You could just leave me alone, because I'm going to be rich tomorrow. I'm going to be rich tomorrow. Couldn't. Who about to go to, you think I'm about to go to jail? You think I'm about to go spend this money tomorrow. I'm not about to go to jail today messing with you. No, I would rather walk away from you right now and probably never speak to you again, because you don't make me happy. There's nothing about you that make me happy. Everything about you makes me sad. I'm going to decide to leave you alone forever. Because I got something else to do. Like, anything and everything would be so insignificant. And I just feel like that's the way it should be, waiting on God. Whether we waiting 10 days, whether we waiting 10 months, or whether we waiting 10 years, things should be just so insignificant, because the ultimate promise is heaven. After your spirit departs from your body, I want to go to heaven. I'm going to heaven. And so therefore, I get to spend every day on earth knowing that I'm going to heaven. What could make you sad? The things that go on here on this earth, when I think about being with God forever, and being happy and being free, what can separate you from that? What are you going to let in your life take you away from that? Steal that from you? I can't think of nothing. Yet and still, here we are. Here we are every day, waking up ungrateful, waking up as if God ain't gonna do what he said he was gonna do. Just give it some thought. The reason why he has not given it to you is because of your attitude. You have a horrible attitude. Your disposition is funky. And he's very leery about giving somebody something that acts like they don't deserve it. You're not even ready for it. You're walking around having temper tantrums, crying and telling God how much you hate him and being angry with him because he didn't give you something when you wanted it. We act like, you know, when I look at my grandson, he gets angry off any little thing. If he can't get up on the couch, he cries. If he can't pick something up off the floor, he starts crying. If he can't reach something, he starts to cry. If he can't, get what he want when he want it, he starts to cry. And I think about us in that perspective, and I say to myself, we just as spoiled and we just as much crybabies as my 1-year-old grandson. I know I am. I'm a crybaby. If I can't get my way, I have a fit. You know, maybe not so much outward, but in my mind and in my spirit, I'm having a whole mental breakdown if I can't get what I want. It's crazy. But I have to be honest with myself. So, anyway, I love y'all, and I am so glad to be here and to share with you all my life experiences and the way things are going. I am a hairstylist here in Southfield, Michigan. Soon to move to Novi. And I'm just trying to grow my business and expand and get a bigger salon and set up for my retirement. So I'm going to take you guys on this journey with me. It's not easy, but if I don't quit, if I don't faint, God is going to give me what my heart desires. I thank you for listening. I love you guys and talk to you later. Bye.